Have you ever been told that your dating history says everything about you? That if you have only been in short-term relationship, it means you cannot commit, you cannot do something serious. But if you have only been in long-term relationship, it means you are relationship material and you can actually commit to somebody because you have done it before. I'm sure you have heard that a lot. But here's the real question. Is that actually true or is it just something we assume? So today I have decided I want to unpack the truth on both sides. I want to know if it's true or not so you can decide for yourself. So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and my name is Saia. Don't miss out on this episode because it's one of the hottest topics nowadays. I was listening to a podcast that day and the host, like one of the hosts was saying something like, if people's pattern are so important, and I have also talked about the same thing in my YouTube videos, because people patterns are important. You should look out for them. You should know, even if you want to change yourself, you should look at your own patterns and want to break them if you want to like make them stronger. Patterns are important. I completely agree with that. But the host was saying patterns are important. If somebody has been in only long-term relationships, they know how to commit, how to they give love, because it's something just normal for them. They just do it like they have already done it. But if somebody has like a history of dating short term, dating people shortly, and then have been in talking stages, never works out, they don't know how to commit. Like they were like, look at the patterns, but actually that's not true. But it's not completely wrong either. People's patterns are important, but you gotta decide for yourself because your history does not say anything about you. Even though there's patterns there, somebody can still change you, somebody can still like look for the perfect person. And let me tell you one thing. I was listening to that podcast and the host was saying something like this. And I was like, yeah, she's a great person. I love both the people who was doing this podcast. I love the podcast, but the idea of the like those stuff they were talking about did not like align with me. I'm learning a lot from both of them in different aspects, but in that one, I did not agree, because all the advice you are getting online is actually generalized. Even on my YouTube channel, there might be for few people and there might not be for few people. So everyone will not agree with me. Everyone will not like the advice I give or the way I give advice. So everything you see online, it's generalized. It's like everything generalized, not specifically to you. So just know who you want to listen to. And if you are asking advice from a friend, that friend is gonna give you advice based on their own history, on their own mistakes, their own experiences in life. So everyone, like if you go to a friend who has been through a lot of short relationship and suddenly she's in the longest relationship of her life, she got married and she has done something, or even she was in like just doing work for like 6 months there, 6 months there, 6 months there, and then suddenly she's at a workplace which works for her and she has been there for 2 years, and you're asking her how did you do that? Because I also want to commit to a relationship to only one person or one friendship or one job. I want to also do so. If you also want to do, you're asking that person who has been through it, and that person is going to give you advice the way they have like went through it, the way they have experienced life, and everything online is generalized. So I'm not saying what the host was saying was completely wrong. I'm not even saying it was completely right. There's one thing about it. There is a lot of people who has been in long-term relationships for 4 years, 5 years. They even got married and they divorced, or they even had children and they did not were like for each other. And they have been in long-term relationship, but that does not mean they are qualified and they are like they're good. They have learned something from it, or it was a good experience. They just stayed because they were afraid to leave, or they did not have the strength to do something. They did not want to be alone. They did not want to be in a relationship with another person, or they were just thinking like, yeah, this person will be one day good. This person one day will be my person, and it never happens. To the end, they were like forced to leave. So that means they were not really qualified for saying like, yeah, they have been in a relationship, they know how to commit, or they don't know how to commit, they just don't know how to save themselves. They just were afraid to do things. They were just afraid to be alone. They did it out of loneliness, or they were just like used to that person. So basically, suddenly that idea of a long relationship that person has been in and it's a good experience, the good thing, suddenly that turned into a bad thing, like in a snap of a hand. Like it changed everything because that person is not has not a good experience anymore because they were afraid to leave. They were comfortable enough. They were like afraid of loneliness. They had some idea of not leaving that person. Even it might have been a really bad relationship. It might have been abusive relationship. It might have been just something. They were just afraid to leave. But because she was or he was in a long-term relationship, that does not mean they are suddenly a relationship material. So the length of a relationship does not mean anything. It's not anything about experience, not anything about being materialistic to something. It has nothing to do with anything. While on the other hand, the person who was dating like few people, talking stages, dating few men at the same time or few girls at the same time, it was as a bad thing that suddenly also change it, because that person might have not want to commit to everyone, not everyone who is not aligned with her. He or she was looking for somebody who was perfect for her, were like aligned with each other, they could understand each other. Maybe they were looking for someone who was for them, someone who was like aligned with them. So suddenly that person who was dating around and like trying to go on dates, get to know people, talking stages, and none of them worked out, was because this person was not willing to spend her or his entire life on somebody who was not for them. They did it smartly. They were like, yeah, I don't think we are for each other. I got to know you and we are very different from each other, and this relationship is not gonna work out, so I'm gonna leave. So suddenly the length of a relationship does not mean anything to anyone. So which one is better? The one that stayed in a long-term relationship to learn about relationship, to learn about commitment, to stay with that person, to only be with that person, even though there was a lot of wrong stuff to it, or the other person who was like dating other people, different people, because they want to find the right match for themselves, who they could spend their life with, and they could actually commit to that person. And the length of a relationship does not has anything to do with being in a like about experience, because that person who was in a wrong long relationship had better experience than the one who was in like short good relationships. That has nothing to do with length of a relationship. It's two different things. Experience comes when you are learning something, if it's bad or if it's good. You are learning who you don't want to be with, who you want to be with, the things that you want in your life, the things that you do not want in your life, the type of person you do not want and the type of person you want. So that does not have anything to do with the length of a relationship. You can learn who you do not like literally in one night. Just imagine you are, as a girl, going out with a guy, and that guy is like literally doing 50-50, not respecting the waitress and talking shitty about women, and it's like saying a lot of bad stuff. And that one night was enough for you to get to know that person and say no to that person, and also to think like, I don't want that person. I learned my thing. I know if this person looks like this and this, that is not my person. If somebody talks like that, they do not mean good. So basically you learn in that short period of time who you do not want to be with. On the other hand, while somebody is like has been in a long relationship and that person is not even for them, but they keep on staying because yeah, we have been together for a long time, why do I want to break this up? But that person is literally not for you. Everybody can see it. You are dressing up, you want to have fun, you like to go out and travel and everything, while this person only sits on the computer and play games like a child. It's like two different people has met, and this person does not even like any food. You like food. This person don't want to travel. You like to travel. All of those differences, and you keep on staying. You think you are doing yourself good, or you think that's a good experience that can be used in another relationship. Long relationships can teach you a lot of good things, but they can also trap you in a bad pattern that you cannot even recognize it yourself because you have been in it for too long. Long relationship can also be stable, commitment, teaching you a lot of good things, but they also can be in a bad way. You are committing to a pattern that you do not want, but just because you are used to it, you just do it. The same old shit you're gonna do. Short relationships can be good because you are learning and you know who you want, who you do not want, but they can also be bad when it comes to that you are running away from problems. When something comes up with your partner, like with your current partner, and then something comes up, a problem comes up, you do not know how to solve it because you have never learned how to solve a problem with somebody else. You just did it on your own, so you do not know how to solve any problems. When something happens, you're just running away. So in that way, a short relationship can also be bad. So you see, it can be both good and both bad, both of them. That's why experience has nothing to do with the length of a relationship. The key is not the timeline. It's if you have learned something about yourself and about love. If you know what love is, and also if you know about yourself, the things you want, the things you do not want, the things you wish your partner had, or you wish you would did it yourself, or you could commit to it, or you could show love more to that person. You learn a lot of things about yourself and love. And about love, those two things actually are the good experience that you want to take out from a relationship, if it's long, if it's short. The length and the timeline has nothing to do with experience and with you learning stuff about life and yourself and even other people around you. And mind you, that also works for friendship. It works for work commitment. Before my current job, I was like, I could not stay in a place which was like more than 6 months. I learned everything in the 6 months. Of course, you learn like other small stuffs every other day, but I could learn everything in the 6 months, and then I would get tired. It like become a routine, and I do not like routines. I don't want to keep them. So I was leaving to another job. I was getting excited again doing it, until then I was like, yeah, I gotta do one thing. And even now, I have been at my job for like more than 6 months, and I'm like already tired of it, because I'm just like, yeah, I know everything right now. I kind of want to leave. If I want to know how to stay in a place for a long time, I gotta ask somebody who knows it, who has been there, who has been working in that place for like 2-3 years, not 25 years, because I do not want to do that. I think those people are just scared to start new. I don't think even they enjoy their job anymore, because it's just they're doing the same shit over and over again. I think they just afraid to start all over again as somewhere new and getting to know people. They're just like that. It's not my thing. But somebody who has been there for 2-3 years and jumped to another job 2-3 years, a longer commitment. I mean, somebody like that, I will ask them for advice. Relationship, I will ask somebody who has been in a relationship, a good relationship that matched them. You can see that it matched them, and they're peaceful, they're glowing, they're happy with each other. A relationship like that, I will ask somebody why you did that, how you could do that. Of course, they will answer communication, because I have already asked that. But if you want something from someone, look at their life. If you want to be like an influencer, look at her life or their life. What they're gonna do, what they are doing, how they're answering people, how they are like living their life. If you are just stuck on doing the same old things, of course you're never gonna change. So if you want something, just go look at somebody who has what you has, or talking in a way that is gonna help you. And also, the past does not define anyone. Your past has nothing to do with you anymore. Of course, you have been there, you have changed, you have developed, you are changing every single day. The mindset you have today, in 2 years, you're not gonna have the same mindset. People change, so that nothing defines them. Don't be like, yeah, they have been only in short relationships, and they have been single for 2-3 years. Of course, they don't know anything. They don't know how to commit. You better stay away from them. But those people actually change. They learn from their own things. And I want to tell you, love is something you build with the right person, not something you try it out with the wrong person. So for people who has been in wrong relationships and for a very long time, they do not know how to come out of it. You just gotta see if this is right for you or not. If it's not right, leave. It's simple as that. You might think, no, I all of the memories we have spent time together, that does not mean anything. Breakups are something that's gonna help you to be a better version of yourself. The right person is right there for you. You just have to do the right things for yourself. The right person will find you and recognize you. So long-term relationship or short-term relationship doesn't have anything to do with experience. I'm telling you all again and again, many, many times. So next time somebody asks about your dating history, flip the script and be like, yeah, I have learned this, I have learned that, I have learned this and that. Do not give them the timeline. Oh, I was in a relationship for 4 months, and next one was 1 year, next one was 10 years. Don't be like that. Say, yeah, this one made me grow, this one made me believe myself, this one made me this one teach me that. Just be like, flip the whole script. Don't talk about timeline, because relationships are not about timeline. That does not mean shit if you have not learned anything from it. Because at the end of the day, your past does not qualify or disqualify you for love. It just gives you raw material that you can use, and it's on you how you can use it. This is your life. About everything else, if it comes to relationships, work, about friendships, everything, you do not stay at the wrong situation because you are afraid. You are afraid of being alone. You are afraid of the loneliness kicking in. You are afraid of starting all over again and meeting new people. Instead, romanticize it, love it, instead of just being afraid of it. Because I know people who's in abusive relationship, as they're not living, because they're like, oh, we have been together for a long time, we are just used to each other. No, That's not the right thing, because you deserve the world, you deserve happiness. So be it, own it. You have got all of the material, you can use it in your own life. So be that girl, be that boy, and use it. Be the person you want to be and use it. Use the raw material you have got it from all of the experience you have been through. Use it and love yourself a little bit more today. And thank you guys so much for being here. That's all I had for this episode. I really want to talk about this because when I saw the podcast, I was like, I love the two people who was on the podcast. But then I was like, yeah, I even thought I like you guys so much, but you talking about patterns and about someone's past is not, and it does not has anything to do with like their experience. It's completely different. And if I have this conversation with those two people who was the host on the podcast, I will literally have a different mindset. If we have a conversation like this and we're like just throwing arguments at each other and talking to each other, it's going to be completely different. So you are not disqualified or qualified just because you have been in a long or a short relationship. So be nice to yourself, and thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and comment and share it with a friend who actually needs this. Somebody who got really leave that relationship, or somebody who gotta commit to that one relationship. So don't forget to subscribe, because I post every single Friday. I have a podcast channel, Living Life with Sam. I'm gonna put it in the caption. I post every single Tuesday, no matter what. And also I post every single day on TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram, also on YouTube Shorts. And how I show how I live my life, how I'm doing it, what I'm reading every single day, what I'm watching, and everything else I do. Thank you guys so much for being here, and see you next time, next Friday. Bye bye.